Bushcraft 412, and today I want to do an updated view of the Martin Exile. I did a brief show and tell on it on my beginner bow hunting video I did a couple months ago, and now that I've got a full season under my belt, I want to talk about this a little more in depth and do a full review on this bad boy. As you saw in the previous video, I got this from Dick's as a rack attack, which is it's basically a Martin Exile, a 2011 Martin Exile, relabeled as a rack attack for Dick's Sporting Goods. Real quick, I'll show you the tag on here. Hopefully you can read that. This is a left-handed bow, just so you know. Martin does not make this in a 70-pound draw for the left-handed, so I do have to stick with the lower draw weight. 80% let off, which is very nice. Comes with the acu-trak 2.0 cam, single cam. And the package this comes with, you can get this bow bare, you can get it in ready to hunt packages. I got this in a package with a quiver, which I'm not a big fan of. It's kind of rickety and vibrates a little bit. So I don't use it for hunting. I just use it to carry in the field. It came with a 3-pin fiber optic sight, and then some of the normal stuff like a whisker bisket rest, a D-loop, and a Peep Sight. So pretty basic hunting package. The only thing I'm really pleased with that came with it is the whisker bisket. It's actually very nice, and I really do like it. No problems with it at all, and it's very stable and sturdy. The fiber optic sight, on the other hand, is just a 3-pin. I want to upgrade it to a 5 because after a season of practicing with this, I've kind of outgrown the 3 pins, and I can make longer shots now. So right now I have one, I think, at 20, 30, and 50. I want the 5 pin so I can do one for 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Next year I know I'll definitely be in good enough shape to be shooting those distances. This bow is a very small bow, 30 inches axle to axle, only 3.4 pounds. Very good bow for if you're in a tight tree stand, or if you like to hunt really rugged terrain like what I do. I hunt pretty bushy and brushy areas, so this is kind of a perfect bow for me. And plus I need a smaller frame bow because I only have a 26-inch draw. I got stumpy little Tyrannosaurus arms, so I need to stick with a smaller bow. As for performance, not a bad little bow. It says it's around 300 to 320 feet per second, according to Martin. I don't know if that's true, but, you know, depending on how you have it set up and what accessories you have can really affect the speed. So I'd say it's close, but I wouldn't say 320 by any means. Accuracy is decent. Mind you, it is my first season, but I'm getting out and making 30 and 40 yard shots now pretty accurately and reliably. Next year I'm hoping to get up to 50. So I'm pleased with it so far. You know, I've got to put in more work, but I think, you know, in someone more experienced in these hands, this will be a pretty accurate bow. No, it's not a professional expert level bow. But at this point, the bow is more accurate than I am. That's the best way to put it. As for quiet, out of the box, this was actually pretty noisy. It didn't come with one, but I added a stabilizer, and I also added. I know some people are probably gonna have a fit about this and say I shouldn't do it, but I added a silencer there in between that little bit of split limb, and that actually cut down about 90% of the noise, which really helped. The only problem I have with the bow, since I've got it, and mind you, I put a lot of practice into this. I was really kind of dedicated to having a good season and learning as much as I could. The only problem I had was there was a different silencer for the string when I originally got it, and the plastic on the end of it broke. And I actually contacted Martin and just asked for a replacement piece of plastic, and they sent me a whole new arm. Different. I guess they redesigned the plastic end piece. Now it's kind of like a little cross that holds it. And so they sent me that. But on top of that, they sent me a new cable and a new string. So Martin really kind of went out of their way to make it right with me. I was really impressed with that, with how good their service was. It took like 2 emails and the thing was in the mail, and I think I had it maybe within a week of contacting them. Great job, Martin, on that. So price point on this, you're looking at about $400. So in that price range, this I'd say is on average with other bows I looked at with the same features and of this level. I mean, granted, you can go up and you can pay thousands for bows and get much better bows than this. But in the price range, I think this is one of the better bows for the price range. Quality-wise, I think this is very good. Granted, my experience is not the greatest. I only fired maybe a handful of different bows. Because I'm left-handed, it's tough to find left-handed bows. So the ones that are available and were available, I only got to try a handful of them. Adjustments for this, you're going to need a bow press if you're going to make any adjustments. You actually have to replace these little modules within the cam, so you need to put it into a bow press to do that. I haven't adjusted draw weight, but it's already set at the maximum, so I haven't had to do that, but I believe you also need a bow press for that as well. But it never hurts, when you're doing these things, bring it to a pro shop and have them make the adjustments. That way you know it's right and you know it's safe. This one has a standard Peep Sight. I like a Peep Sight. I know everyone kind of has a different opinion, but I do like Peep Sights. Normal D-loop. No problems with any of the little accessories like the knock or anything like that. Everything's held up great so far. So, with all that said, I could definitely say in the price range, decent bow if you're looking for a small frame bow that's not going to break the bank. In that $400 range, it's tough to find much better, especially when you're left-handed. I know there's definitely better stuff out there, but finding good left-handed bows is tough. Most places you got to order them, and the weight is unbelievable when you order this stuff from the factories. And then otherwise you just end up going to these shops and waiting for left-handed bows to come in, and it can be a real nightmare. But overall, for a first season, I really enjoyed this bow. A lot of fun shooting it. Picked it up really quick. Really, it only took a couple times out to be shooting really tight groups at 10 yards. At 10 yards now I can put all the arrows so they're pretty much touching each other. Accuracy, gets lower and lower as I go out further and further, but I'd say at 40 yards now I'm shooting 4 and 5 inch groups, which, I want that a little better, but, for a first season I think I'm doing pretty good. So, hopefully next year we can improve. Next year I'm going to get out, as I get to the range and I get a little better with this, I might do some shooting videos if this bow is still available. As of now, it's still for sale. I've seen it at Cabela's, Bass Pro. It's even on Amazon.com. You can get this through Amazon. I think they have the basic bow package, just the bow, no accessories, for I think $3.29 or so. So not a bad little price if you want to put your own gear on. Like I said, the only thing I'm going to be upgrading in the near future is the sight. Leaving the whisker bisket. I like them, especially I like to walk around a lot, so nice for me. And I'm going to probably add a few more limb savers, maybe a string saver or two, to quiet this thing down a little more. It could definitely be a little quieter. But there it is, the Martin Exile 2011 version, left-handed with the 60-pound draw. 80% let off. This one's tuned to 26 inch draw length. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them.